Asians. I'm back with another video today. Finally, I can do my movie review that I've been talking about for Crazy Rich Asians. So today is the actual release date, but I was fortunate enough early last week, so about a week and a half before everyone else, I was fortunate to attend an early screening. I guess they picked like different theaters around North America to like test out an audience and get like a perspective before the wider release. And fortunately enough, one of them was my local theater that I always go to, and I was able to get a ticket because they had Warner Brothers outside after, and they talked to us about like what we like, what we didn't like, stuff like that, I guess, to help with marketing. We also got promo cups, and it was nice. I got smeared before everyone else. They were so strict on phone policies. I am a good moviegoer. I never check my phone. I think I sent one text once 2 years ago because it was an urgent matter with my job. Other than that, maybe check the time if I'm super bored. But I never touched my phone. But they had us turn it off. And if they saw us even look at the time, then we would be thrown out. So super strict. I can see why. That's why I didn't want to risk things releasing it beforehand. But now since it is fully out, I will talk about it. So Crazy Rich Asians. First of all, thank you for representation. Of course, I'm not one to speak about this. I'm not of Asian descent, but I love seeing different shows, and especially a wide release movie like this show off Asian Americans. I think it's fantastic. Any show that shows representation. I'm back to my theater world, but I'm thinking like Hamilton, Once on This Island. There's several shows out that are making it better, but for it to be in a main Hollywood film is fantastic. And it was an excellent film. I'll start by saying I have very little complaints about it. I was very happy. I will say I had not read the book. My best friend has read the book, so she's filled me in on a bit, so I was able to get some off of that and reading with Wikipedia. Of course, book to film adaptations are very controversial. There's always going to be something not right or missing. It can't be done. Harry Potter series, I think, did an outstanding job. Especially because I'm a huge fan of that series. And there are things, I can make a top 10 list of things that were crucial and they missed. And then there's failures of it, like the Percy Jackson series, which completely tarnished what could have been the next Harry Potter and just screwed themselves over, basically. But Crazy Rich Asians, I think, did a very good job, especially because from what I can tell, the book goes through different points of view. It's not just one point of view. So I think they did a good job of still showing all the stories. I see there's like little things here and there they missed, but I think overall, I think it was like a solid B rating for a translation. I love the character of Astrid, such a strong, wonderful woman. And the things she does, and she had the courage in the end that made me very happy. So Crazy Rich Asians basically is a wonderful romantic comedy. I think it's the best romantic comedy out this year. I'll say it. Definitely one of my top 3 summer movies. Of course, there's like Infinity Wars and other good ones up there, but I think Crazy Rich Asians is definitely out there. Definitely a must-see. I even would say it's family-friendly. There's like hints of stuff, but honestly, it's a pretty clean film. Great comedy, great storylines, romantic plot. I think it's great. So basically, it's this couple. They're living in New York. They both work at NYU, which is one criticism I had. I didn't realize what Nick's job was. I'm like, oh, he has his family's money. It's fine. But then reading on Wikipedia, I'm like, oh, he works at NYU with her. That's how he met her. So I'm like, okay, now it makes sense. So they could have cleared that up more, talked about more of his life in New York and why he's there. So they're both living in New York, work at NYU. Rachel is the youngest professor at NYU. She has game theory, engineering, super smart, super wonderful, talented woman, raised by a single mom who immigrated over. Great story. They meet Nick. So they're together, been together for a year, and he decides because he's going to be best man at his best friend's wedding in Singapore, bring her home to meet the family. Duh. Problem is, He's super rich. Basically, his family runs Singapore, and they're super strict. They want him to take over the business. Obviously, it's not what he wants. So she doesn't know any of this. So he takes her over to Singapore, and her college roommate happens to be there, played by the wonderful Awkwafina, who I loved in Ocean's 8. I would say Ocean's 8's probably up there. I would say if you held me down and made me pick 3 summer movies right now, it would be Infinity Wars, Ocean's 8, and Crazy Rich Asians. Solid list right there. I've seen Ocean's 8 the most. I've seen Ocean's 8 twice. But overall, okay, back to Crazy Rich Asians. So, and then the wonderful Ken, I don't want to butcher his last name, but the crazy Asian guy from The Hangover plays her dad. Hilarious, of course. Somehow work outside my apartment. Sorry about that. So she goes and meets her roommates, and then she's like, oh, that's your boyfriend? He's super rich. So then she goes to, like, the family party and is blown away, and obviously it's a power struggle. Like, his family doesn't approve of her because she's American, blah, blah, and then same time, he doesn't want that life, so does he ditch the life for her because he wants to propose to her, or does he rise to the top of the young family? It's a power struggle back and forth, the mom being the main issue, and Asher the cousin being wonderful and helping her, and then people are bullying her. It's a whole thing. She's about to leave. Eventually does have a great happy ending. I will say I was shocked, especially after her conversation with Nick's mother. I was prepared for her to walk away, and I would have been satisfied with that ending. She learned lessons. As I was talking about in my 8th grade review, not every movie needs to have a happy ending. That's not always life, and I like realistic endings. So I would have been satisfied if she got on the plane with her mom, went home, and that was it. But no, he greets you on the plane and has a real proposal, and they end up together, and it's super sweet. So it was satisfying then. I honestly would have been satisfied with either ending. It was a great movie, especially for romantic comedies. Usually I was going expecting, oh, it's going to be a cute little movie, great representation, let me laugh, have some fun. I'm like, no, this is good stuff. I would love to hear more opinions of people who's read the book as well, though. I feel like I need to read the book, but obviously, it's funny because growing up, I used to be a big reader. In the past few years, I haven't read as much. I've been more of a film buff myself than watching the films, which I know is horrible, but because I feel like you can get more done, like movies are quicker than books. I just haven't had the time to sit down. So yeah, so there's that. 10 out of 10 recommend Crazy Rich Asians. Definitely up there. It's released this week. Go see it. You have plenty of time. It's playing everywhere. I was just looking at my local movie theater again today, like what's coming up this weekend. And Crazy Rich Asians has more showings than Mission Impossible. I know Mission Impossible's been out for like a couple weeks now, but still, that's huge. So definitely go out and see it. I would take anyone like 10 or up. I think it's great. Go have fun with your family. See it. Yeah. So that's my Crazy Rich Asians review. I do have 2 other films I've seen, so I'll probably do reviews on those, like just keeping everyone informed on movies. And my other Broadway videos coming. And Big Brother. I'm getting towards the end of 3, so that's definitely coming. And I'm liking 3 more than 2 by far. Honestly, I'm putting some of the players up there in my top of all time, which is huge. But that's a whole nother review for another day. I'll have to do a video of like my top favorite players, but I gotta wait till 20 ends because 20 might impact that list. But anyway, have a great day, have a great weekend, and go see Crazy Rich Asians. Bye!